Hey, how's it going? It's Liban Ali here from We Know Gamers. Today I'm standing next to Bryan and we're here to talk about WWE 2K14. Now, we saw a big presentation on the game right now. There's quite a few features that have come through for the latest title in the series. But one of the questions I wanted to ask first was that the transition basically from THQ to 2K. I wanted to know your thoughts on that and how that went along, especially when it came to developing the title.
Yeah, that's a frequently asked question that I get, and obviously so. The transition was for one. I don't think it could have gone any smoother, just in terms of with how everything went down. We were down momentarily. I would say less than a month, and by the time 2K got the license and they brought the team over, and they put us up in our new offices, and we were like off and running, like back on that horse, getting everything back in motion and getting the game out. And I think it's a testament to all the hard work of the developers as well as 2K. Giving us everything that we needed to stay on course and get the game out. We're going to hit our street day like we normally intended before all that stuff with THQ ever, even happened. So it was rocky and it was a little strenuous and stressful, but, at the end of the day, we've got a great product and something that the fans can be, excited about.
And I'm sure the fans are still excited about it and are happy that the game's still coming out regardless.
I hope so, yeah.
So obviously what they didn't get to see was what we got to see, all of the new features coming out. So would you like to speak about that a little bit?
Of course, I started the presentation talking about the new single-player campaign, which is 30 years of WrestleMania mode. In last year's game, we covered the Attitude Era, and in this year's game, we are covering the biggest event on WWE's calendar, WrestleMania, starting with WrestleMania 1 and going all the way down to WrestleMania 29. It's an amazing mode, probably the most enjoyable single-player campaign we've done this year. Mostly because it features so many cool legends that have either not been in the game for a really long time or for some making their debut. Because we're taking that historical perspective and look at their biggest event, we've got superstars such as Hulk Hogan, who, quite honestly, there'd be no WrestleMania without Hulk Hogan. Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage. The list goes on, all the way going down to WrestleMania 29. We've got CM Punk and Undertaker duking it out, as well as Brock Lesnar and Triple H. So it's a great mode, one that I think our fans, both returning fans who play last year's game, as well as just wrestling fans in general, especially those who might have been lapsed and have just had that fondness for the Ultimate Warrior or the Hogans, and they see the commercial and like, oh man, I remember them from my youth. This is the game that I think is that great, next step back into the franchise. We missed you, come on back. Beyond that, we've got new gameplay features, new OMG moments, new catapult finishers that we added, basically building upon the great gameplay that we added in last year's game. And of course, really can't talk about new improvements without mentioning our create modes. Create a Superstar is one of the most popular modes in the game. Year over year, there are websites dedicated to people posting their creations. So it's a huge part of our game. And one of the biggest things we added is this new WWE Superstar template, where players are able to select a WWE Superstar, for example, CM Punk, and take his face, his body, along with the tattoos, and basically create a new attire or version of that character. It's a really cool feature, one that I think our fans, especially diehard fans, are really going to gravitate to.
Okay, so then we might start seeing a lot of CM Punks online then.
Oh yeah, best believe. It's going to be flooded with it's going to be Punk Nation online probably.
A load of green CM Punks.
Exactly.
Okay, so back to what we were talking about. So more specifically on the online bit, is there anything you can mention on that? Because from what I saw from 13 was that it could be great and then it could not so great at the same time. Yeah. So what kind of improvements have you made there as well? Yeah,
we definitely had some lumps with our online performance in last year's game. And again, honestly, I think going back to your first question about what 2K has brought to the table, I think stability as far as our online front is concerned. Because I play online quite a bit, and I use our online features. Community creation is one of my favorite modes, being able to get up there and download other people's created content, because I'm too lazy to create anything on my own. But our online servers and stability in this year's game is going to be improved a great deal. So rest assured, all you online junkies out there, you're going to have a much cleaner performance this go-around than you did last year.
Okay, well then, when it seems that WWE 2K14 is on track to getting a good release once again. Yeah. So where do you guys go from here? Now that obviously, because the game, once you brought it over, I'm assuming it was pretty much done from that moment on.
We were about midway through production.
Okay, so then what's next for WWE?
Oh man, next gen coming, 2K Sports backing us, sky's the limit, man. I think the franchise is in the best hands possible. And if you've been a fan of this franchise, thanks for sticking with us, with us making the move to next gen. seriously, the potential and the growth that I think this franchise will take is going to be immense. So it's going to be a fun journey to be on.
All right, and finally, when's the game coming out so the fans can get it?
WWE 2K14 in stores November 1st. Xbox 360, PS3.
Okay, well that was WWE 2K14. Thanks to Bryan here for speaking to us.
Appreciate it.
Go get the game when it comes out. Subscribe to youtube.com/winnergamerstv. We're gonna go fight off in an alley somewhere. And we'll see you guys later.